Hello Stampers, this is Super Awesome Stamper Shirley Merker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wisconsin, USA. This is my assembly video for my Double Z kits in the mail for August-September 2024. So let's get started. We're going to first assemble the Berry Burst one, so find that envelope and open everything up and see what you got. Inside your kit, you will have some of these pre-printed DSP flower swags. Go ahead and fussy cut those out. Stop the video and do that if you haven't already done that. I've already got 3 of those cut apart for myself. And then just kind of move your supplies aside and get to your cardstock base. So this is Berry Burst. It's been scored at 2 3/4 inches and 5 1/2 inches already for you. And the full side will be on the right and the scored one will be on the left. That's part of that Z right there. And then find your pool party base. That is scored again at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. I do believe in the PDF it says 8 1/4. So either way you score it. For future that would work. All right, and this is how this fits on there. But before we assemble the pool party into the card base, we're going to attach your Designer Series paper strips. So you decide which pattern you want up. I do not like the orange up, although with the orange up, you could pick up the orange tones in the flags, but I like the peachy parts, or I like the orange parts. I like the multicolored pink and purple and Berry Burst ones. So that's what I will have facing up. Berry Burst, the pinkies, the pool party, all that. It just provides a lot of contrast to the pool party cardstock and Berry Burst. Okay, so there's that and that. And then this gets attached right there. And inside will be that piece. So first, let's just maybe attach this pool party piece. So position it on your card approximately, a 1/4 inch from the bottom. Just keep that in mind. Maybe put your finger or use your basic white piece for straight edge and apply adhesive on your Berry Burst so it's this side as well. And fold this up and cover up that adhesive that you just applied down. Okay, next let's assemble this piece. So it's a basic white and the pool party and the DSP. So basic white measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 inches. I've got 2 of them, one for the back and one for the front. Pool party's the next layer. And that's just going to be 1/4 inch down, so 3 by 4 1/4. DSP is not going to be in that emailed PDF. It will just be the next layer down. And let me get that. Two and 7/5 inches and by 4 inches. All these measurements will be in the PDF tutorial that I emailed to you. If you're watching after the sales period for the actual kits, you can purchase the PDF from me as well. Okay, so now we just want to add, we don't want to add adhesive to this corner because we need this to open up. So we're just going to add adhesive on the left-hand side and along the bottom. And so I'm just going to flip that over. I'm going to stay far away from that center score. And then it'll be maybe one there and one there. And center that in the card. Next, these two pieces are the exact identical piece, 2 by 2 1/4 inches. So I just needed some contrast for the pattern paper. And then to try to make kit assembly easier, if I can make a couple of pieces fit in 2 different spots, that's what happens. So that's going to go on the inside. You need to stamp that. This is going to go on the back side. And I opted not to stamp anything because we've got those patterned paper swags that we can decorate on the back. All right, flip this back around. And we are going to attach our ribbon in an easy mess like that. So you're just going to add some adhesive through the center, some tear and tape, whatever you feel is sticky enough to hold that ribbon down. I'm going to have the tail kind of hanging off the bottom and then looping it around the top corner and then coming back. No real rhyme or reason. Okay, and then I've got 3 here. So I'm going to pick the largest one. Now this is the super large swag. I didn't cut one of those out ahead of time. I've got the orange one here, or I've got the light one, or I've got the dark one. So we're going to put the dark one over that. And let me grab my dimensionals. Totally forgot to bring those over. And these I just color with our Stampin' Blends, the alcohol markers. They are white backed, but if you color it with the alcohol markers, it dries instantly and they're easier to see on your stamp table. Okay, so you can see the difference, the super large swag versus the smaller one. Flip this over. The little piece of the petunia pop bordered ribbon, I just added on the bottom. And I think I used tear and tape. The tear and tape is just a little more narrow, a touch narrower than the Stampin' Seal tape runner. And then like that and that. That's just going to be applied flat. There and there. Now, if you look sharp, look closely at my front, I've got different adhesives on my initial sample. I've got these adhesive back sequence trios from the annual catalog. I didn't have enough of those to include in every kit, so I decided to instead include a strip of these adhesive back dots for days that are in the annual catalog. They have got a couple of colors that will actually coordinate. There's a pool party there. There's a pink that would look good as well. Yellow, to pick up the yellow tones. I don't like the green, but we're going to pick the blue. And one on either corner, one at the top for contrast, and one in the upper right hand corner. Okay, and now, so the rest of these are for you to use in whatever project you'd like to use. Let's swipe that away, swipe this away, get rid of that. We're gonna do some stamping. It's this little bit right here. And I'm going to bring in my paper piercing mat. I've got a piece of scratch paper under that because I'm going to be doing some stamping off. Melon Mambo ink pad will coordinate just fine with that Berry Burst cardstock. So I do this a lot. I tend not to buy the ink colors because the colors that are in the regular line, which I already have in my stash, usually color coordinate just pretty well. And not anything that I have to really worry about. Okay, so we're going to do stamp off on this full image one. And then on the upper right hand corner. And then full strength on this one. And then you're just going to line it up Oops, there we go. Now these are from the Flowers of Beauty stamp set. I should have brought that in. There are no verses, so I've got a verse from the Attention Shoppers. And then this, I'm going to stamp off as well. And I must have re-inked because this is definitely darker. My stamp off is definitely darker here than there. Okay, and then the thanks. Thanks is from the Attention Shoppers stamp set. So right there. That's brand new in the new catalog. And that's the first card for my August, September 2024 Kits in the Mail program. So I'm going to swipe everything away and I'll come back and we're going to assemble the next one, the fall one. Forgot to assemble this. This goes right in the inside. So I'm going to line it up so that it's hidden behind the double Z part. So there's the edge of where it would fold in. And just eyeball it in the center of that open square. There we go, finished card, sample card. So you can see the contrast with those dots, those pool party dots versus the sequins right there. Hello Stampers, I'm back to assemble the Autumn Double Z from the September and August 2024 Kits in the Mail program. So I've already assembled this one, the Berry Burst one. All right, so you're gonna look for the pecan pie base and kind of pull everything out. I'm gonna go ahead and swap these. These are from the fall catalog. They are called the faux glass dots. They come in a package like that. 2 different sizes, so you might get the smaller, you might get the larger size. I'm using the smaller size on my cards, and I'm going to swap a strip out with one I've already used. We're going to do a different color scheme for my card, just to show you a different thing. Different colors. Okay, so pecan pie is already scored at 2 3/4 and 5.5 inches. So grab your bone folder and bend it back. And then bend that one back. Then your Cajun Craze piece is also scored at 2.75 and 2 3/4 and 5.5 inches. So if you're scoring more and you're using our Stampin' Up! Scoring board, you can just use 2 markers at the top. Okay, so now this is going to sit like this. The full piece on the outside. Oop, I marked it up. And this Z fold on the inside. All right, before we attach our Z though, we're going to attach our Designer Series paper. So you can decide which pattern you want up. Oh, I probably could have put the other pattern up, but now I've got the glue on there just to show you different color contrast. But you decide what pattern you want up. I like that dark brown for autumn. I'm filming this mid-August, but I am really feeling like it's pumpkin spice season. So I'll be watching for my pumpkin spice and apple spice videos and designs on my blog, YouTube, Facebook Lives, even YouTube Lives. I've just recently learned that I am able to do YouTube Lives. So I'm so excited because that means I can reach more stampers. Ones that aren't on Facebook can watch my YouTube Lives. So go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you're notified when I go live or load pre-recorded videos as well. So attaching adhesive just like I did for the Berry Burst on just those far right and far left segments. All right, so basic white piece. I think I mentioned the wrong measurements, but they're in your emailed PDF tutorial. Basic white piece is 3 1/4 by 4.5 inches. Oops. And I don't know what I'm doing. I put adhesive on the white piece last time. Adhesive always on the smaller piece. You don't over adhesive your pieces. Okay. Now again, not going to put adhesive on this upper right hand corner, just this side and the bottom. Okay. And then just on this bottom right side, which is this side, this right here, you need to leave this upper right hand area free of adhesive. Otherwise you're gonna adhesive your card shut. Okay, this goes on the back. I did a little stamping on the back, so we're going to not adhere that down. All right, bring in our Stampin' Pierce mat. I'm gonna use the same scrap paper that I used on my assembly of the first card. Going to grab our Early Espresso ink pad and then our stamps. So I made this easy. It's just the stamp off of the Early Espresso and then a full strength on the veins. So stamp off, make sure this is flat. And we don't need to see the full leaf. Just wanted a hint of the leaf. And then the veins. We're going to be full strength. And then you will also need to find your die cut piece. Get this out of the way. And your sentiment. So my stamps are from the Autumn Leaves stamp set. You'd have to purchase your adhesives and your stamp set and your ink pads separately. Those are not included in any kits. Okay, just like that. All right, get this out of the way. All right, let's finish assembling. Where did my back piece go? All right, let's assemble this piece. Let's get rid of a few pieces off my work area. And I am just eyeballing, making sure I don't pass this score mark here in the center of the card. Just eyeballing what's left, putting that there. You can put a secret message right there. And then the back side, I don't know what I did with that. There it is. Got it tucked under something. Back side is this one. And then the rest of it is just assembly of all of our die cut pieces. Okay, so back side is one of these golden woven leaves. Make sure you cover up all your adhesive. And then one of these Cajun Craze die cut leaves. And I just use my tape runner on these leaves. Even though there are slits, your tape is not going to ooze through because it's a dry tape. And then one of your crumb cake leaves. You could use some you could use dimensionals, but glue dots, whatever you want. Okay, and then the front is assembling your swag. So just gingerly pull out your spines. That one. This one. Very carefully. And if you rip them, you'll just have to glue them back together. Most of it's covered up though by the center of the swag. Okay, so what I did was adhere this down, kind of upper left, adhere this one down, kind of the oak leaf, bottom right, making sure I don't go over the edge of the card, and then just add some glue as best as you can. I'm hardly pressing, on the glue to dispense it. Okay, next is this piece, and sorry I had to do a little bit editing there. So hopefully this is making sense. then press down. And then the smaller maple leaf. I would do dry tape runner. Liquid glue might ooze out on all those slits. So one right there. And then your 2 golden woven leaves, put them wherever you want. Apply adhesive directly to the cardstock. And then one heading off this direction. And you've got one little one right here, the Cajun Craze. And I'm going to stick that in the center of this one. That goes over all of it. And I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals. And I thought it would be fun to show you. Here's what my Stampin' Cut and Boss machine platform looks like. This one's ready to cut through, but that would be all the die cuts that I'm creating per kit for you. So those are in the Autumn Leaves die set, and then the set also includes the additional ones right here that I didn't use. All right, and the Autumn Leaves stamp set is what I'm using. Last would be these faux glass dots that are in the, whoops, I've got some glue going crazy there. Let's get rid of that. Make sure I get that piece into the trash. All right, I said I was going to use different glass dots. Here I use the brown ones, the Cajun Craze ones. These ones right here. I'm going to use, I'm going to use these golden ones instead. And again, you are going to get ones that are either the small or large size. There were 2 sizes in the package. It's just random, whoever gets what. Bottom corner, bottom left and right corner, and then one right there. There, so my sample cards right here. The one I assembled with you, it's right there. 2 different faux glass dots to show you different varieties, and then here's the Berry Burst one that we assembled first in the video. So if you enjoyed assembling your August to September 2024 kits in the mail with me, check your email for your PDF tutorial. That'll have all of the cutting measurements and the supply list for my samples, in addition to 19 other samples from other demonstrators across the globe. Get you inspired to create more of these Double Z cards on your own. My next edition of Kits in the Mail will feature some Halloween designs, and I'm not sure the second design. It might be another Halloween, it might be another fall, it might be pumpkin and apple spice, so you'll just have to stay tuned and check my blog for that next installment. This is Super Awesome Stamper Shirley Merker. Hope you enjoyed assembling your kits in the mail with me. Have a great day, and we'll stamp with you soon. Bye!